Yo, what's good? It is MLP Cat back again with another video. This time we're doing MLP Infection AU. I've seen so many MLP Infection AUs, especially on TikTok, that I decided that I need to draw my own. So I started off in Ponytown to like really map out what's happening. And then this started off as just a regular redesign. So you can see that I'm changing Twilight's hair to match Shining Armor's hair colors. And the reason that I'm doing that is just because I was so mad that she looks nothing like anybody in her family. Like, how is you light skin? Your girl light skin, but y'all have black baby. You are not the father. Anyways, I gave her yellow eyes like her father and the same hair palette as Shining because I want her to have family resemblance. Anyways, her horn is much longer than other unicorns and also has a pattern. And also, both her horn and her forehead are a darker color than the rest of her coat. And that is because, like, her special talent, like her cutie mark, is of magic. So I made her, like, look like she uses magic a lot. In addition to, I give her a little golden cap on her horn, which basically serves as a magic dampener because she has so much magic that, like, if it doesn't dampen, it's kind of like in Psyche K, where, like, if he doesn't have his limiters, his powers go bonkers. So that was the idea. This was the first pass that I made at a Twilight Sparkle redesign. It came before the Infection AU. And here we have my second pass, which is unfinished, and I was just struggling with this one. Like, I made her horn a lot longer and a lot more crooked, although that one kind of reminded me of, like, Queen Chrysalis, and I was like, no. You can also see me playing with different hairstyles, but I was not vibing with this one either. And also, I made her look, like, kind of unkempt. This was specifically supposed to be, like, when she's at Camelot before season 1, like, even starts. Like, she's just, like, completely immersed in her magical studies, and she has no friends, and, like, that's all she lives for. Magic. This one is the last one before we get into the actual Infection AU, and look at that! You can see me actually using references from the show for poses, because the posing, I suck at posing. And also me playing with the idea of her having, like, half up, half down hair, because it's just on top. Ever since Amity Blight did the half up, half down hair, I'm like, that is a great hairstyle. But I did end up ultimately changing it from half up, half down to a braid, because it's just more practical. I kept the, like, unkemptness from the previous design as well as the lab coat, and her horn is now, like, more curved and a little bit longer, though not as long as the final design. Spoilers, but yeah, this is my third try with the hairstyle, and I was just not feeling it. I also tried giving her, like, a longer tail, but then I was like, I think the short one fits. I also like the idea of her having glasses. Like, I can just imagine her staying up late into the night, like, studying these, like, ancient texts by, like, only candlelight. Like, it's so dark academia of her. I love her. Oh my god, you guys, it's the moment you've been waiting for the past, like, 5 minutes. We get the actual Infection AU Twilight. So basically, the idea behind this is that she established the infection, like, asylum compound so that nobody else can get infected and she can protect Ponyville, and now she's the de facto leader. And I was inspired by Chloe, aka Shining Armor Infection, by basically making her constantly work her magic to keep the compound safe. And that's basically all she's been doing. She's been studying the disease, and she's been using her magic to keep the compound safe. And she's been, like, tiring herself out. She's like, not eating because she's so focused on keeping the compound safe with her magic. So next we move on to Rainbow Dash, and I made all of the ponies in this, like, video. I made them initially as just like a redesign before I decided to infect them. So here we have Rainbow Dash pre-infection. I gave her like goggles to like protect her eyes when she's flying, as well as the idea was to initially give her a bird's tail to like steer her with like the feathers and stuff, but then I gave up. So there's really not much to say about my Rainbow Dash design. Like, I didn't really change anything about her. I just drew her in my style. Also, I gave her kind of a mohawk, but that's not important. I just drew her. So shout out to everybody who's been like, mullet Rainbow Dash, Adam Sandler fits. You have inspired me. You're so awesome. Next, we have Rainbow Dash. She was the first of the main 6 to be infected. And fun fact, an error in my drawing, in this drawing, like, influenced my AU, because initially I was trying to use hue jitter, and then I used the wrong hue jitter, and that became fur discoloration as one of the symptoms of the disease. So she got bitten by Scootaloo while trying to save Applejack from being bitten, and now she's an amputee. Like, she got her like arm cut off, but that didn't stop the infection. So now she's like blind, and she's in stage 4 of the infection, which I'll explain later. Here's Pinkie Pie's non-infected design. I changed her colors to be a more purplish pink. And this version I was just not vibing with. So just like wait until the infection design. It'll be like so much better. Forgive the algebra at the beginning. I was going through the trenches. But here we got infected Pinkie Pie. So basically her Pinkie senses kicked in like a week or so before the actual infection started. And she was like, Twilight, we need to make a safe house. And Twilight was like, what? And she was like, yeah, safe house, infection. And Twilight was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna trust your judgment. And that saved a bunch of ponies' lives. So Pinkie, she's very fulfilled. She runs tests. She makes sure the kids are happy. She can kind of sort of throw parties, not really, but like she keeps people happy. And that's why her hair is not straight yet, because she's happy because other people are happy. So Pinkie, she's also apprenticing under Nurse Redheart, which I love seeing people include Nurse Redheart in their MLP infections. Here we have the numerous stages of the infection. With stage 1, you cannot infect other ponies because it's just like incubating the virus. In stage 2, you become infectious, with the main symptoms being loss of nerve sensitivity, fur discoloration, and like bouts of forgetfulness. In stage 3, both the mane and the coat become very discolored and dull, and then you start losing your eyesight. Ponies' extremities will start to become painful and like splitting. This is typically where aggression sets in. They also have a tendency to forget like other ponies' faces, like even ponies that they've known their whole lives, they sort of forget who they are. In stage 4, which is the stage that Rainbow Dash is in, ponies' like eyes will turn entirely red, and they also lose their sights. Limb usage becomes very limited. Pegasi lose like the ability to fly. Unicorns lose the ability to use magic. Constant tremors is the main hallmark of this stage of infection, and ponies become extremely aggressive. This is the point where euthanasia is highly recommended because they are in so much pain. Their short-term memory is also non-existent, and ponies start to lose their sense of self. Stage 4 is by far the longest stage of the infection and can last anywhere between 20 days to 5 weeks. By stage 5, ponies are entirely blind. Their mouths froth with bloody saliva, and their limbs are like split apart so that you can see the bone. Their limbs cease function, and they end up in a vegetative state until they die. This stage is not dangerous from an active point of view, but from being infectious, their bodies will remain infectious until after death. And so it is mostly recommended to not have any contact with bodies or bodily fluids if you can help it, and the recommended way of disposing of dead is to burn them. Okay, that was really fun making an Infection AU. I'm going to make a part 2 with the rest of the main 6. So tune back in later for when I do make that. Turn on notifications, like and subscribe because it really helps the channel. You guys know the deal. I'll see you guys later. Bye!